like 10-minute upper body stretch. So this is gonna warm up the arms, stretch out the upper back. This is a perfect stretch to do either in the morning or before you go to bed. If you suffer from, tight neck muscles, your upper back is hurting, these stretches are perfect to do. So we're gonna come down onto our knees. And we're gonna first start by just bringing our arms up and down. So we're gonna breathe in and come down. Do this about 3 to 4 times. And then when you come up your last time, you're going to reverse and bring your arms behind your back, clasp the hands, and stretch out that upper back. So nice and straight. Stretch those shoulder blades before you lower your hands to the ground. Come up, and then we're going to come into child's pose. So now you can stay whichever way you're facing. We're going to come into child's pose. So down, your feet can be under you, your toes, and then you come down onto your hips and your knees. And just stretch out that upper body. If you bring your fingers up, you can feel an even greater stretch in there, and lower down. And then we're gonna move our way up into cat and cow. So we're gonna come up onto both our knees and our hands. And we're going to exhale and come into cat. Inhale into cow. And now, with our back nice and rounded, we're gonna come up into downward facing dog. So we're gonna feel that in the back of our legs and then our upper back. We're gonna really work on stretching out those shoulders. You should feel it in your shoulder blades. Your hands should be, fingers spread wide, and the pressure is in your hands, so you're just straightening those arms, getting them as close to the ground as possible, opening up that upper back. And then we're gonna come into plank pose, and we're gonna hold this for about 5 breaths. This is strengthening the upper back and the core, because just as it's important to stretch the upper back, it's also important to keep it engaged and strong. Rock forward slightly before we come back into downward facing dog. Roll back into plank, and this time we're gonna do a chaturanga. So we're gonna come down, flip our feet, and come up into upward facing dog. Now we're stretching out the lower back, but we're also keeping that upper back nice and wide and open. Your chest should be open. Use your feet to keep your legs off the ground. They shouldn't be resting on the ground. And keep your arms nice and strong. Before we come back into chaturanga, down into downward facing dog, and then come into a seated position. So now we're here, we're gonna do some nice arm stretches. So we're gonna take our right arm and we're gonna cross it over our body. We're gonna hug it between our other left hand, and we're gonna stretch. You should feel this all right here, this upper part of your right arm. So that tricep is getting nice and stretched, the shoulders getting stretched. Hold this for about 30 seconds and do nice deep breathing while you're doing so. And then we're going to switch. You're using your right arm to pull that left arm back. So you're using the force of that to really help you get a nice deep stretch in the shoulder. Again, don't press too hard, go as to where you feel comfortable. You should feel a stretch though. And now we're going to take our elbow, so left hand on the right elbow, and stretch that arm behind you. So you're going to reach your right hand down your upper back. Try to get that hand as far down your back as possible. And you can use your head to press your arm back as well. So your left hand is only lightly touching that elbow. And then we're going to switch. And now we're going to come and we're going to bring our right arm behind us and we're going to pull it the other way. And this is where we're going to lightly tilt our head to the left as we pull our right arm. So you're going to pull your right arm with your left hand is going to be pulling your right wrist. And you're just going to lightly tilt your head to the left until you feel a nice stretch all here on the outside part of your neck and your upper arm. Switch. And now we're going to take our left hand and we're going to place it on the back right side of our head and lightly press your head down. You shouldn't really be pulling your head down. It should just be there to kind of rest and keep it in place as you stretch the back of your neck. Sit up nice and tall while you're doing this. And then switch sides. And now we're going to take our hands in front of us, palms facing together, interlock the fingers and press outward. Really feel that in your shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades should be expanding. Lift the arms up and bring the hands out to the side. Come back into Namaste. And now we're going to do a nice threading the needle of the upper body. So we're going to come into our come onto our knees, and we're going to place one arm in front of us. We're going to place the right arm in front of us, and we're going to take the left hand and we're going to stretch this way. So we're going to place that on the ground. We're also going to rest our head on the ground. So as we're on our knees, and we're using that left hand to anchor us on the ground while it's also pulling. So we're really stretching out in two different directions, right? So you want to make sure that your right arm is reaching out in front of you and then your left arm is reaching out towards the front. And then we're going to switch. Left hand goes straight out. Right arm goes out to the side, and we're going to stretch. And now we're going to come down and we're going to lay on our legs. Our core is going to be raised up. So you're on your forearms And then what we're gonna do is we're slowly going to come up into Cobra. So now we're stretching out the entire back and our core at the same time. You want your arms nice and straight. Your chest is open and wide. You don't want to feel tons of compression in your lower back, right? You're feeling it until you feel that nice open stretch. This should not be painful. So if you can't be as high up, that's completely fine. The closer your hands are to your body, the harder it will be. So coming up here is a lot more difficult than being down here because your hips are still anchored to the floor. So this is the only where you feel comfortable and where you know you're not gonna hurt yourself. So just until you feel that nice stretch. We're gonna come down and then we're gonna press back up. Nice open chest. And your arms should be nice and straight and the weight should be in your palms, so your fingers should be spread. Come down and one more time. Come down, come back into child's pose. And there you go. There's a nice, quick upper body stretch. It's stretching out your arms, your upper back, and you get some nice lower back stretches in there and your core. So hopefully that will wake you up, get you ready to go for the day, or it'll be a nice calming stretch at the end of the day to release all that tension and stress from work, from school. So let me know if this was helpful. Let me know what you want to see next, and like, comment, subscribe. I will see you back here next week.